Hello.
Oh. Hey, chill, man.
Right, I get out. So I tested the coil for its resistance, and I'm supposed to read 4.2 across the from the positive to the main pole, which it did, and then it's supposed to read 0.355. Shush. 0.355 from positive to negative. Which it didn't, it read 0. However, I did further research on that, and it did say that unless you've got a good set of good multimeter, that you may not get that correct reading on that. So I was a little bit lost with that. I wasn't sure whether that would be the fault. So I replaced the coil. Here's the old one. Replaced the coil, and I was getting intermittent spark. So I was getting a spark. What I did was, do some filming for me, young fella.
Okay.
Just hold it nice and steady for me. So what you do is you pull that. I'll show you. So you pull this center cap off, you put that on a plug tester. Right, so if I put that there, that plug tester there, we should see a big spark jump across here, Cruz. So you film that. I'll turn the power on here, and then I'll use this. Come over here, buddy, so people can see. Use this jumper, and I bridge these. Come around here. I'll bridge hold that steady as you can. I'll bridge these. Right. And I'm getting a spark. So go and film that over there, and you can see the spark. Hear that?
We hear it.
See it?
Yep.
Right, so that's how you test whether that's working or not. So by all accounts, that is working. But look, with the old ignition, I was getting intermittent sparks, not a good spark. Hold it steady. Right, not a great spark. So what I did was bought a new, after trying the coil out and I couldn't get it to run with that coil, I bought a new ignition module. So now what I'm going to do is show you
That's how we like to hear it.
But what I read, what can fry the coil, so look, I've worked it out, it's the actual MSD ignition module that's stuffed, which is no good. But what I have read is that low voltage at that coil can do that. So what I've done at the ignition can do that. So what I've done, instead of running the thermo fans, the fuel pump and the water pump off that one switch through that one wire there, I've run a separate one specifically for the ignition, so it's got its own feed. And before I blow that other ignition, this new ignition module up, before I blow that up, what I'm going to do is run power from the alternator down to that battery, and that way at least there's power juice going into that battery, and it shouldn't stuff up again. And then I can have it running and have a good listen and show you the finished. Oh, it's finished, but you know what I mean. Show you, give you a proper listen to it idling, and listen. I want to have a proper listen to it idling as well.
Me too.
And you do as well, bro, don't you?
Yeah.
Because it sounds sick. He's looking forward to dropping him off to school in the Monaro, aren't you, bro?
Yeah.
Hey? Sick. Righto, so that's what I'm going to do. Give us 5 minutes. I'll run a cable from the alternator over to that battery, and I might reroute that coil and everything back inside the cabin so it doesn't. Oh, it'll be all right there, I guess. But yeah, and then I'll get it started with the water pump and the fans on and everything, and gives a good listen to it, because that's what I've been busting to hear. And I only heard it for a couple of minutes the other day before it fried that ignition module. I might have done that, as I say, I'm going to put my hand up and say I may have done that by running a low battery condition, which it was reading 12.5 volts, 12.4 volts, so realistically that should be fine. But with the draw of the thermo fans, water pump, fuel pump off it, no charge going in, who knows, that could have fried that ignition if they're that touchy. So look, give me a moment, I'm going to run that cable, and we'll get some charge going into that battery so I don't do any further damage. I'll get back to you shortly. Righto, I've run an alternator wire. It's just down there. Let's get rid of this. So we've run an alternator wire. I'm going to put the thermo fans on. I'm going to put it all on this time, and I'm going to fire it up and have a good listen. So put this one on, and then little cruise. Just going to test that battery, make sure it's charging for me when I start it. Ready? I must say I'm very pleased with that. That sounds mint.
Me too.
You are as well?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Sick.
Sick. Righto, got the young fella's approval. So there's no water leaks now. Well, there could be. Could be that. I'll just keep an eye on that little water leak there. But for all intents and purposes, everything seems to be good. I just wanted to run that little video to show you that it is running, that I fixed it. So the ignition, what did we learn? Maybe don't play with it if the voltages are low, so that's important. What I'm going to do next is wiring the fuel pump. Got all the cabling and everything for the fuel pump here. I'm going to wire all this in, relays and whatever, and I just need to connect the fuel lines down there on those two pipes. Need to connect the fuel line there, and I'll get rid of this and get rid of this dodginess. Connect the fuel pressure regulator, and what I want to do is turn the fuel pump on and suck fuel from the tank and see if I've got any fuel leaks on the new fuel lines. There's a few connectors under there, so there could well be some leaks there, which I need to rectify if it is leaking. So yeah, that'll be the next job. Keen to do that, and we'll go from there. From there, I'm just going to start doing the wiring, and we'll start wiring it in, wiring it up. So thanks for sticking with me. Look, a bit pissed that the ignition's buggered. $615 for a new one, and it's, you know, I've started the car like 4 times with that other one. So anyway, bit unfortunate, but it is what it is, and we got to the bottom of it, which is the main thing. So happy days. I'm stoked to hear it running again and reliably running. So we're on a winner there. Thanks for watching this little short one, and I'll catch up with you soon.